Hello everyone! Welcome back to the shop. My name's Kevin Cheney and this is my blacksmith shop, Red Maple Forge. And today we got Maintenance Monday. And the thing we're going to be tackling today is this set of hammer eye tongs. I kind of made the geometry of the top a little bit wrong. So occasionally, when I'm trying to pick up hammers, it kind of just falls through. So I'm going to be taking some time to fix these guys up. Now, I made these a while back. I believe I did a video on these actually. There are steel, spring steel that I use for these guys. So testing these out after I forged them again is going to be a little bit interesting, seeing I can't quench them. I'm having a little bit of a thought process of trying to forge these to a proper size with it still like riveted together. Just not sure how I want to do that. If I actually want to do it still riveted, but I'll try it and go from there. So what the issue is with these is that they fly out too much. So when I'm actually bringing them back together, there's not enough of an angle. They need to be a little bit further of an angle than what I currently have. I kind of like a 45 going on, and it needs to be more around a 30, 33 kind of thing. So my goal is to reforge these. So I'm going to be straightening out what I currently have already in there. I believe that I'm going to have to actually cut one side down a little bit. So I'm going to straighten them out and get them to the same size. And then we'll forge them back up so they can actually hold hammers a little better. So if you're new here, I'm all on Twitch as well as YouTube. I got the chats open, so if you want to ask me a question, you can feel free to ask me a question. I will try and answer them the best I can. And yeah, sit back and enjoy me fixing my tongs. So today it's going to be very much a light working day. So I only got my 2-pound hammer with me. Now, a lot of videos, including probably mine, that actually show you to make these guys don't really go into geometry all that much, which is kind of disappointing. I've only been able to find one, and I can't even remember who it was. I think it might have been Ethan over in Alberta, and he was talking about the golden ratio, and it's basically it should stick out as far as that and go up that much kind of thing. You know, that kind of ratio. Of course, it will guide in, but yeah, mine does not follow that. So hopefully we can get this straightened out with quite some ease. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just going to go in and straighten out both sides. I'm not going to do a lot of hammering on this right at this point in time. I don't want to change the thickness of these guys because, well, I just don't. That's not the goal here. They actually are probably long enough that I don't need to taper them any more than what they already are. But I want to be able to straighten out both sides like that so I can get a sense of length on both sides, because I would like both sides to be the same length. That's also one of the other issues I think I'm having, is one side is slightly larger than the other, like longer than the other. So I want to straighten out both sides, get them to the same length, and then we'll move on from there. So this is a little bit different than usual. And like I said, testing this might be a little bit hard because it's spring steel, so I can't just quench it and water to cool it off. So we will try the best we can. I most likely will need my soapstone and my tape measure. Maybe not my tape measure, but at least my soapstone. And because this is spring steel, I want to get a little bit more heat into it than if this was just mild steel and I was straightening out mild steel. So yeah, I hope everyone had a good long weekend if you had one. You know, mine was pretty good. And now it's kind of a dark, dreary day out there, kind of damp, kind of cold, as you can tell by my outfit. It's a little bit chilly in the shop too. It's only 6 degrees Fahrenheit. Sorry, 10 degrees Celsius. Sorry. Why did I even say 6 degrees Fahrenheit? Wow, not even close. Not even close. So again, I'm just straightening these guys out. I want to get a sense of how long each one is. So I'm going to measure that side. And to be honest, I'm actually very surprised about this, because I think both are very close to the same size. Yes, they actually are. So I won't have to be trimming these. Huh, very deceiving. Very deceiving, but apparently these are the same length. So I already got heat in this side, so I'm going to take some time while I still have the heat in there to cool it down. And I really want to figure out, these are actually probably longer than I need it to be, but I know roughly where it already was bent from before. So I'm gonna try and size it up as best as I can, where I want this bend to be. Yeah. Get that in the forge, and hopefully we can get it bent out to where we want. So these guys I haven't used all that much in the last year. I've only did a handful of hammers and axes last year. So they didn't get much use last year. But hopefully this year we can get a little bit more use out of them. Mostly because of the stream. So just using whatever I can with my anvil to kind of size this up. doing any straightening I need to while I go. I'm just double checking my sizes as I go as well, because I would like to keep both sides as even as possible on this. Yeah. Originally, I was thinking about taking the rivet out, but I think how this is, it's going to be workable without, so we won't do that. As for the, yeah. I might, depending on how fast I can get this one done, I might revisit my flatbed tongs that I made a couple of weeks ago. The reins are actually a little bit thicker than I would like with this more lightweight tong. So I might actually go and spend some time bringing that rein down a little bit. But anyways, right now I'm just double checking to make sure my bend here is where I want it. Basically the same as the other side. I actually might bring those in a little bit more than what I currently am. Yeah. Oh, my second camera is doing the weird lighting thing. Oh, sorry. Let me tweak this a little bit. Whatever reason, this one camera does not like. Occasionally it loses its settings, which doesn't make sense to me. Like stuff like the frequency for the lights. That's why you get a little bit of a weird color on it. Also doesn't help that every day that it's sunny out, it looks terrible, and then every day I adjust it, and then I know all the problems that I have. So I'm actually going to bring this in a little bit more than usual, than what it was. I'm going to start straightening up everything. And I'm aiming for this to be slightly, just ever so slightly outside of this guy right here in the middle of the reins. So I think that side is pretty good. So I'm gonna actually just try and copy that on the other side. Just thinking if any of my other tongs need a little bit of a sprucer upper while I'm here. My spike tongs could lose a little bit thinner reins, but we'll see. we are getting some heat down the reins now. And I'm using whatever I can on the anvil as a guide of where I need to bend this. Again, at the beginning, my angle at the very tip of it was not a really good angle for picking up the hammers from their eyes. So I want to straighten that, not straighten, but correct that a little bit. If you notice, I'm not actually going straight down on the horn when I'm trying to round these, except for right here. But like when I'm trying to get the shape of them and doing that curve, I'm actually hitting off of the horn. So right now I'm just looking down the whole thing to see how everything is lining up. So I actually want to bring both sides in a little bit. Even though I don't have a lot of scale coming off of these, I'm going to keep my anvil clean. Just use my hardy hole as a guide to how far I've bent one side compared to the other. Now it's just a matter of I got them very close to where I want them. So now I'm just taking a little bit of time to slowly move each side in. Because it's real easy to go a little bit too far on one side. And then you have to back out and do it all over again. And I'm just looking down it to make sure that like my reins and the tip of my tongs are kind of aligned. So I think that's the one side completely done. Just gonna match it with the other side. Let it air cool a little bit. Then we'll try it out. Hopefully I don't have to change the geometry of this too many times. I think this is the second attempt at it, maybe third attempt at it. So we'll see how it goes. Still got a little, one of the nibs on this is still a little bit skewed. So I'm getting a good heat on it so I can bring that back in. Because you want to keep these guys aligned as much as possible as you can. It just makes holding the hammer blank a lot easier. You don't necessarily have to have the ends of both of the sides actually touching each other, like I have here, because it's very rare that you're going to actually have to pick up something that small with this, because with the hammer blanks, like 1 inch is pretty well typical. So I think I'm going to try out those guys once they cool down. So I'm just going to set them on the concrete. Hopefully that will suck out enough of the heat without hardening them. They actually don't sit flat on the concrete because, well, they're tongs. So I want to take some time and while I'm waiting for that to cool off, I'm going to actually just bring down these tongs a little bit, the reins on these tongs. I wouldn't mind getting a little bit more length on these the reins. These are the flat bit tongs I've made a couple of, actually it might have been last week. No, was it last week? Yeah, I think it was last week. So I want to, the tip of the reins I want to bring down a little bit, or not tip, but like the main body of the reins I want to bring down. Up by the, you know, the boss or the hinge plate is not too bad. So I'm just going to take some time to get a little bit more length out of those. Some of my tongs are quite meaty, like these guys, but they actually feel pretty good, my box tongs here. But like when I'm talking about my my flat bit tongs, especially when I'm working with smaller stock, I kind of like them a little bit thinner. So this is I don't know what size this is, 5/8. No, not 5/8, 5/16. It's really hard to tell. Yeah, about 5/16. So I'll probably be going to that rough size with these guys as well. I'm just using my 2-pounder. No point in really going crazy today. And I just got to see if I can do it without whacking my knuckles on the other rein. This is definitely something that's nicer done when they are apart, but can be done afterwards. It's just so much easier when they are not together. I'm just going to work those down a little bit. You know, that's that's something that happens sometimes. You just gotta wait for stuff to cool down. Not sure if this is cooled down enough to really test, but because I don't want to mess up the alignment. Oh yeah, that's so much better, because even if I put one in, one of the issues that I was having before is that if one got too far in, it actually would just fall on. But now with it like this, it's really hard to get that. So that's a win on that. And yeah, that's a win. I'm gonna throw that into the tong rack. That one's done. Hopefully I don't forget that that's hot and I can't touch it. So we get my hammer blank out of there. We'll continue working this down to a nice size. Again, I'm not trying to keep everything straight as possible, because I don't want to mess up the tongs overall. So we're almost there. We're just maybe get another heat on that. I think. Yeah, we'll get another heat on that. Clean up a little bit of spots. Clean up the corners a little bit. Yeah. And then I get to repeat it on the other side. So these guys, the flat bit, if you didn't see the stream last Tuesday, they're just mild steel. Now I'm just going to address the corners a little bit. Just hit them down. Just makes for a more pleasurable use when you're using these tongs. Straighten them up. And we'll flip up what side I'm working on. So I'll be working on the other side now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, as for the rest of my tongs, they're not too bad right at this point in time. There is another pair of my bigger V-bit bolt tongs that I haven't decided what to do with yet. They were my first attempt at them, and didn't work out as well as I was hoping. So those guys we will not worry about today. So again, we're just gonna stretch these out a little bit, thin them out, make them a little bit more comfortable in the hand. Going for roughly 5/16. I'm not gonna actually measure any of this. And actually, the one rein I'm working on right now is actually longer than the other one. So once I get it drawn out to the size I want, on this one I'm currently working on, I will be cutting it off. So it's close, if not the exact same size as the other rein. It's definitely one of these things where trying to fit it into a pair of tongs in a roughly hour-and-a-half stream. Fortunately, I did not do the reins enough as I should have. So in the next heat, I'm actually going to cut these off a little bit to be roughly the same size as the other side. Oh, it's nice to see. YouTube is sending quite a few people to me today. It's definitely nice to see. Oh, my hair. Where's my soapstone? Probably should have done this at the end of the last heat. It's not terribly off though. It's only a couple, maybe an inch difference. So it's not, I didn't do too bad after I drawn this out again. Now, the one I'm working on right now is a little bit thicker, sorry, wider. It's not thicker, it's wider than the other one, which is okay. I'm not gonna fuss too much about that. So I am gonna do a slight taper on this one, straighten up everything. Oh, chat's been quiet today. A little quiet today, that's okay. I will try my best to entertain you without answering questions. I do need to clean up underneath my forge. Just getting a little unruly underneath there of all my cut-offs and drop pieces and whatever else you want to call it. So I'm just doing some cleanup work here. Then I'm gonna take down the corners. This is my personal preference, taking down the corners. I find it makes a more comfortable pair of tongs. Again, this is all stuff that normally I would do when they are actually apart, not riveted together. It does make this step so much easier. So I just got a little bit of straightening to do. I'm gonna quench these now because I want to make sure I haven't messed up the bit on them. So we'll quench that side. Get both reins quenched. I'm just going to double check to make sure it is all aligned how I want them. Because after all that, I don't want them to be terribly out. So these guys I made deliberately to hold 1/4 inch flat, which, yeah, that'll work. This is so if I'm working with 1/4 inch flat steel that I've like plasma cut or something like that, I can actually pick it up quite easy. It's one of the things that my other V-bit tongs, my other flat bit tongs, these guys, one thing I was having an issue with my my shawl pin, not shawl pin, my candle scribes candle scribes. These guys that you've seen me do a couple of times if you've been around here the last little bit. When I'm doing these guys with my normal flat bit tongs, they get kind of loose and wobbly in there. And when I'm doing the point, they want to flop around. So I was hoping that these guys here, because they're made to open up a little bit more, that I will actually reduce that. Now I won't know until I actually work my next set. But so far they don't seem too bad. I could probably bring in the reins ever so slightly on these guys. They don't feel too bad. I probably want to close that up though, just ever so slightly. So I'm gonna heat that up so I can bring that in. I must have knocked that out of alignment. So I am gonna grab gloves for this thing. It shouldn't be much to bring this into where I want. I am going to bring out that flat bar piece again, if I can. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to use this as my guide. Like I said, this shouldn't take much to. I'm just going to hold it in. And I want it kind of close around it and still feel good. This side has come up a little bit. I just want to tap that down. And I think that's going to do it. We'll quench that off so we don't have any more movement on it. So we'll get that quenched and out. Give it another shot. Gotta drop the one glove. I don't like a glove on a hammer hand. I think that's going to be a huge improvement in using the other flat bit. Oh yeah. I think that's going to be. Yeah, that holds a lot nicer in there. It's amazing how these guys will actually heat up just by hammering it when it's cold. When you have good hammer control. So that's the second set all maintenance up. Yeah. Trying to think of what other tongs and maintenance stuff I have to do around here. Because I've gone through all my chisels and hammers, and they're all good. So, where are we at time-wise? Okay. What do we got to work on today? While the forge is hot, might as well do some of those pins. Scribes, I should say. I know I'm doing production run while I'm supposed to be doing maintenance, but I don't have any more maintenance I really can do. So let's do some scribes. Yeah. Can always use more scribes. We'll just wipe down the anvil a little bit. It's got a little wet. I like keeping a nice clean anvil as much as possible. Or do I want to do shell pins with these guys? I think I got enough shell pins, actually. I don't know. Oh yeah, these tongs don't work with that. I'm going to be honest, this hammer could use another wedge put into it. I haven't put this one doesn't have a steel wedge in it. Normally I don't put steel wedges in hammers unless they loosen up. But I'm starting to feel this one loosen up. It's not bad yet. I'm probably going to leave it. Wait, no, that's not what I want to do. Got a good heat in the forge today. I do have the other side of the forge blocked off right now. So I only have one port for the heat to escape, which makes a huge difference. That one was a little bit more stubborn than usual. We'll move you over to the vise, because the rest of it is going to be vise work. Well, for the next little bit, next couple of heats, it's going to be vise work. Oh wait, I gotta go on the other side of the vise because you can't see me when I work from that side. Whoop, whoop. Yep. Also, you get to see more of the shop layout from that side. So again, these guys get, did I put the camera far enough away that I won't hit it? Oh, just. These guys get a triple twist, a waterfall twist actually. And that basically is, every twist I change the direction, but I don't quench fully the whole twist from before. And what that causes, a little bit of the previous twist coming untwisted. And it makes a little bit nicer transition than just making a hard stop. At least I like the transition a little bit more. And again, I do these guys in 4 or 5s, depending on how I feel that day. If I am planning on doing a whole day of these, I actually usually do 5. But if it's a small little, I guess, spurt or whatever you want to call it of these, then I usually go with 4 in the forge at once. See if I can show you on the camera what that waterfall twist kind of ends up being. I get actually a lot of people saying that they really like the twist that I do on these guys. And it's a really simple twist. As long as you don't forget which way you have to turn it. I've done that many times where I start turning it and whoop, nope, that's got to go the other way. And one reason why I like doing 4 or 5 at a time is then you can just get in a rhythm of going through all of them. I know some blacksmiths that this would drive them nuts. They do more custom work, one-offs, and doing production like this would just drive them bonkers. Which is kind of funny because I think doing custom work all the time, actually I know doing custom work all the time will drive me nuts. right now, I'm not really too worried about straightening these up. After I do the point, I will straighten them up. With that said, if any get like really out of whack, I will spend a little time right now to straighten them, but most of the time I don't have to worry about that. Now I'm going to switch up to my other tongs that I just corrected earlier today. We'll give them a good test. Just taking a moment now, straighten up everything. Making sure my point is center as well. Yeah, these tongs are so much better doing it points with. Wow, a lot of people must be off today. Oh, is it all the young kids popping in here and checking it out? Don't normally get this many views on YouTube. Wonder if that's it. All the kids off today is like, oh, I want to see some blacksmithing. And then it's like, oh, that's not blacksmithing. So I want to see some 10,000 layer Damascus being made. Yeah. Where did that go? Okay. So, yeah. Yeah. Ooh. So much nicer. So much nicer than fumbling around with my other flat bit tongs. Now having those guys. So, what do you think? Gave you some maintenance. Cover maintenance Monday and then just do some products. Why not? Yeah. So tomorrow on the show, we'll be making a tool. I have a couple in mind. Maybe a hammer. Maybe a hammer. Yeah. Maybe some hardy tools. Maybe I'll get the welder out and make some hardy tools. What do you guys want? Put in the comment below what you want to see tomorrow. Or in future Tuesday shows where I make a tool. Anyways, I think that's going to be it for today. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you kind of like this kind of stream and video, you know, hit the subscribe. Oh my, is that my hair that is like messed up? Or is it, I don't know. Hit the subscribe, like, you know, put a comment below. You know, I'm also on Twitch. If you're seeing this from YouTube, I'm on Twitch. Go over there, favorite me on there, you know, follow me on there. If you're watching this from Twitch while I'm on YouTube, go subscribe. Yeah, all that good stuff. Anyways, have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow.